Hiya folks, welcome to the show. Well, I'm feeling a strange combination of both fear and dread, which can only mean one thing. It's time to review Hercules the series episode 3, Hercules and the Secret Weapon. Which sounds like the title of a type of movie that probably wouldn't have Disney's name attached to it. So far, I have watched and given my thoughts on the first 2 episodes of this 90s Disney spin-off, and so far I've found it to be rather underwhelming. Both the previous episodes have had moments where I can see a really great comedy series, but they get bogged down by plots that are simultaneously too simple and too complicated, and it sheds loads of characterization issues. But I'm an overly forgiving person, so I'm willing to give the show another chance to truly impress me. And if that doesn't cut it, it's got 62 other chances. Yeah, we're gonna be here a while.
Hercules and the Secret Weapon.
We open with Bob giving us a quick history lesson about the war between Athens and Sparta and their respective gods Athena and Ares, who I think is just mad his city wasn't named after him. Then the Muses barge in, which means it's time for our obligatory pointless musical number about the sibling rivalry between Athena and Ares, which is easily the best song of the series so far. Granted, that's not a particularly high bar, but I do love cheesy sitcom intros.
Taking down the family tree, he's Ares. They're dueling deities.
After that, the actual story begins, and we're introduced to Ares, who is watching Hephaestus, who I'm assuming is the god of blacksmithing, as he sweats profusely and wipes his brow. You know, I was just kidding earlier, right? Thankfully, it doesn't go in that direction, as we learn Ares is waiting for Hephaestus to make him the ultimate weapon, which probably has nothing to do with the supposed secret weapon Hercules will receive in this episode.
Manly weapon, you say?
Let's move on. The ultimate weapon is called the Armageddon Bow, which doesn't need any arrows since it makes its own. Athena arrives just as Ares dips out. Then 5 minutes in, Hercules finally appears. He's going to watch a play with Icarus, Cassandra, and Phil? Another 2-second long silent cameo? Does this episode actually prominently feature Danny DeVito Goatman? Yes! 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 Okay, I'm ready. What words of wisdom do you have to share with us, Phil?
That's right, kid. Hero rule number 226. A hero does what he's told.
That's not Danny DeVito. It's a really great impression. Kudos to whoever that is, but it's not Danny DeVito. Excuse me. I need a moment. So then this happens.
No, we're not. The show's out here.
Icarus, Cassandra?
Athena shows up and...
Oh, Hercules, look at how you've sprouted up. Oh, it seems like only yesterday you were just a divine little tot.
Yeah, I already love her. She tasks Hercules and Phil with going to Sparta and destroying Ares' new weapon, then unfreezes everyone. Oh, so now the gods don't want to let the mortals see them. So what the hell was Zeus doing these past 2 episodes? And with that, the episode has had enough of Icarus and Cassandra as Hercules and Phil fly to Sparta on Pegasus. Hold up! So this is going to be an episode about Hercules and Phil, where Hercules will play an active role in driving the plot forward rather than just being a victim of circumstance? Basically what a Hercules spin-off should be. I think I'm excited. They land in Sparta and almost immediately spot where the Armageddon bow is, as we get a montage of all of Phil's plans failing and Hercules getting hurt in some comedic way, which got quite a few chuckles out of me. Phil runs out of alphabet, so Hercules decides to charge in on his own, and actually does a really good job. And I just got to take a second to appreciate that at this moment, this episode is doing everything right. I have no problems with Hercules' characterization. The writers nailed the dynamic between Herc and Phil, and there's been a lot of really great comedy, with a nice balance between slapstick and witty dialogue. I'm really enjoying this. Anyway, Herc defeats the entire Spartan army in their one elephant and goes to get the Armageddon bow, only for Ares to show up at the worst possible time. However, he's actually impressed with Hercules. I mean, he is the god of war after all.
Hey! The High Laundress got out those bloodstains!
That's your laundry?
Anybody who kicks butt in a whole battalion just to carry my laundry is A-OK in my book.
You know, when it isn't getting overshadowed by issues with the story or characterization, this show has really good writing. This gives Hercules an in as Ares literally holds the door open for him and then just gives him the Armageddon bow. And I gotta admit, I really like the interactions between Herc and Ares. It's actually kind of adorable.
Rubble maker of the gods. Go ahead, give it a try, sport.
This also does make complete sense for Hercules. Of course he'd be open to any potential shortcuts to becoming a hero, but then Ares reveals he's going to use the Armageddon bow to destroy Athens, which snaps some sense into Herc as he turns to Phil for guidance, which doesn't go so well.
Let me think. Okay, I got it. First you destroy Athens and then destroy the bow.
Phil!
What am I thinking? Of course you can't destroy Athens. They kick you out of school.
And you can't destroy the bow.
Why not?
I didn't say anything.
Could you just move your fingers? I can't see.
Ah!
Oh, so now the bow talks. Okay.
Laying waste to everything in sight isn't probably the best way to make friends. I probably deserve to be destroyed.
And now the bow is one of my favourite characters. What is wrong with me? Following that, we get another song.
You're stuck in a pickle, caught in a jam.
Gotta make up your own mind and
Stick to your plan.
Not as good as Dueling Deities, but not bad. I'd say it's about on par with the Abora arcade. Then Icarus and Cassandra show up, and you'll never guess which one is stupid enough to blow Herc's cover, because good things are never allowed to last long, are they?
Sandra, had a vision that your cover is gonna be
Icarus.
blown and that Ares...
Icarus.
Just a minute, hon.
Icarus.
Ares will find out that you're really a spy for Athena.
Turns out, Ares is a raging misogynist who is furious at the fact he was given a girl bow. And the fact he's a god means I am unfortunately unable to wish for his death. Then the episode does something I was not expecting. It made me laugh at something Icarus said.
Wow! Is this what it's like to fly, Icarus?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Of course, I got more sun.
Hercules and Pegasus break free and evade Ares' shots. After a fun yet endearing callback, Athena shows up and starts arguing with her brother. And by this point, Hercules has had enough and finally grows a backbone, which after how he acted for a majority of the previous episode is so refreshing to see. He then gives the bow to Cupid. Ares finally realizes he was about to murder Zeus's son, which is when the big guy shows up out of nowhere. Like, couldn't have done that a minute ago when Hercules was actually in danger? I am enjoying this, so I will just let that one slide. Hercules and Phil walk into the distance as we end the episode in the best way possible.
Oh, good. Oh, this is... Hurry, hon. You know, get me out of this. My nose is just driving me crazy. It itches, it itches, it itches.
I am shocked, stunned, astonished, because that was actually really good. This was the episode of this series I have been waiting for. While it's not peak television by any means, the fact there were no major issues with the characters really allowed the show's great humour and expressive animation to shine. I joked about Phil's replacement voice actor, but the guy who's called Robert Costanzo does a really great job. Like, if I hadn't watched Hercules enough times to make my loved ones worried about me, I might have not even been able to tell the difference. Probably one of the best voice replacements Disney has ever done. And for all I rag on them, Cassandra and Icarus, but mostly Cassandra, are very nice additions to the cast. I think my problems with them early on came from the fact that Phil wasn't in the show yet, so it felt like they were almost replacing him. But now all that is fixed, and I'm honestly looking forward to seeing some adventures that puts the entire cast together. I really enjoyed all the new characters as well, and I really hope we get to see Athena again in a more prominent role. It took 3 tries, but the series has finally made an episode I can wholeheartedly say I enjoyed from beginning to end. Seems to me like the further we get away from Herc in high school, the better the show is. I only hope this becomes the new norm for the series rather than an exception, but at this point I am very excited to see what's next for this show. Thanks for watching, folks. See you real soon.